Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little DIY project. I went to an estate sale the other day with my mom and dad, and I saw this little bust of a lady. I think she's ceramic or not porcelain, but probably ceramic. And she's not very heavy. I didn't see a mark on the bottom. But I picked her up because I've always really wanted one of these, and I thought she was kind of a cool design. Looks like a headband with her hair sticking out, and she's got some really cool detailed facial features. So I picked her up, but as you can see, she's very scuffed along here. I don't know if that's just normal wear and tear or it was made like that to look old, but I'm not a big fan of the dark color. I want to be able to like see her features around the bust. So what I'm going to do is clean her off first, so I'll show you what I'm going to use for that, and then I'm going to eventually spray paint her with a glossy metallic-y type color that I'll show you in a little bit, and then we're going to paint over her, let her dry, do a finishing coat, and then I'm going to end up putting her probably somewhere on my dresser or near my bookshelf or just on a table within the house. So we're going to do this together, and it shouldn't take too long, but we're going to start. First step is cleaning her off. So this is what I am using for my cleaning. This stuff is really, really good. It's the Awesome, they say shower cleaner, but I use it for lots of stuff, tubs, things, whatever you need. But it's called Awesome Spray. You get it at Dollar Tree, the refill and the spray bottle. For the smooth surfaces of my little lady here, I'm going to use regular paper towels. And then for, I don't know if you noticed like this old clay or dirt nest there. So I'm going to use a scratchier pad sponge thing, and then we're going to dig into that with the Awesome Spray. So once she's all clean and dried, then I'll eventually paint her, and then we'll clear coat finish her, and then she should be ready. So we're going to go ahead and start cleaning that. Start by spraying her. And I'm going to wet my paper towel. Keep that wet, and then we'll start brushing her down, and then the little crevices she's got, I'll use my blue sponge. This is how we're looking so far. I've wetted her down with the Awesome Spray, and I've wetted my paper towel down, and we're just going to start cleaning her off, and I'm hoping it'll brighten up a little bit. She's a little dusty already. I don't know if you can tell it, but she's getting a little bit brighter here. Not too much, but a little bit brighter. Dip her hair. I think you can tell already some of the dust coming off. This stuff works really well. And then those hard to reach cracks and stuff we'll use the sponge for. It's a little hard to reach some areas like that. Again, getting some good amounts of dirt off, which is good. It's funny how when you look at something and you're like, oh, this is cool, and I noticed this or whatever, and then you take it home and you start looking at it more in depth, and you're like, oh, that piece is missing, or oh, I didn't know this had this. Just kind of wiping her face off. Your good amount of stuff coming off. I'm just gonna wipe the base a little bit some more. I just had to stop for a second because I just noticed something I didn't notice when I looked at her at the estate sale. She's not marked on the bottom, but there is a number 75, which I'm guessing maybe was made in 1975 over here. And then I'm guessing this is maybe like the number of it, 303. So 75 and 303. I just thought that was kind of cool. Notice that. So now what I'm going to do is I've used the paper towel to kind of give her just a basic generic clean. I'm going to use my, not microfiber, but like I guess you could say scratchy sponge, just a little bit more wiry. I'm going to put some Awesome Spray on this, and then we're going to get in these little crevices where she's got a little bit of buildup. So yeah, we're gonna do that. As you can see, this is doing really well with clearing up some of that dirt, but I can't quite reach on the inside. So I'm gonna grab a pointy tool, such as maybe some mulch or a toothpick, and we're gonna kind of like pick away some of that dirt. So yeah, and then we'll rinse her off. Hopefully those little spaces will be clear and clean. All right, I'm back and I have a toothpick, and we're gonna use that to kind of hopefully scrape away some of that dirt. So first I'm going to get a little spritz in there, the Awesome spray, and start picking. Looks like you're playing in mud. There's not too many of these like this, but the ones where it's really hard to get that mud out. I think it was just an old nest, so we're just kind of scraping away. We'll rinse it out and then it'll be clean. Okay, now we're gonna try the other side. This part. Oh, I forgot to spray it. It just wettens a little bit, makes it easier to pick away some of that dirt. Here. And we'll rinse her off and she should be spider. I had to clear away a spider's nest in order to sit here to do this. And the spider does not like me for it. It just kind of... Oh, it's actually like on me. It's not fun. Now it's on the stool. Now we're going to spray it with some Awesome spray. Okay, well, how's that working out? Alright, so, let's see. Spray this just a little bit more. See if we got most of it. Let's see. Get a nice little scrub through here, and then we'll rinse her off, and then she should be good to go. I'm guessing she sat outside since she had those little clay nests or something. I don't know. We just want to make sure it's clean before we paint her because we don't want to paint over all of that stuff. Alright, I think that's good to go. You can see our evidence, and then we'll go rinse her off on the side of the house, and I'll be right back. Alright, she has been rinsed off. As you can see, there is no more dust, dirt in those little crevices. So she's actually dry fairly quickly. So I just rinsed her off with a hose. I'm gonna let her finish air drying here, and then we'll do the next step, which is to paint her with my Awesome metallic spray that I got. A lot of people, and you can do this too if you ever find a bust or are doing one of these yourself, just keep it like this if you like the wear and tear and the age on it. That's perfectly fine. I just think she's a little dark for my taste. So I'm going to jazz it up a little bit, and I think it'll actually pull out some of the cool highlights or the features of her face, like her nose and her mouth and her eyes, and some of the cool indentations of her hair. So we're going to lighten her up after she air dries a little bit, and then I'll show you what she looked like styled in my room. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to have lunch, get my color, set up my little painting station out there in that box. And yeah, so let me show you what I got. I have been trying to figure out what color I wanted this. I wanted something shimmery, something a little bit shiny, not too matted. I also wanted something kind of bronzy brownish, but not like, I don't know. But I found this cool copper color at Walmart. So it's been shaked chicken. So I'm going to put my lovely lady in the box over there, and then spray her with this. Once it's done and I've gotten all of her nooks and crannies painted, then we'll go over it with a finishing clear spray, and then she'll be ready to be put out. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, so I went ahead and put our lady bust in the box, and I'm going to, just because of my setup, I'm going to spray her while she's in the box. But normally you could put a tarp out if you have a space that you could paint. I'm just doing this because I don't want to get it on the grass. The only thing with this is when you go to paint downwards, you need to make sure that you get everything downwards. Else it's going to look kind of like a merled effect, like heavy on top and then lower when you get to the bottom. So just make sure when you're painting, you want to go down to the bottom and make sure you scan the whole thing, or else you'll miss them. So I'm going to paint her, and then I'll show you what she looks like afterwards, and we're going to let her dry. Here we go. I'm excited. Oh, I really like that color. I think it's going to look really cool in the end. So let me go ahead and paint her, and I'll show you what she looks like after. This is what we have so far, as best I can without getting the box too much into it. It kind of looks like she's been dipped in a bunch of melted pennies, but I tried to get creaks and crevices, so we're gonna let her dry for a little bit. We'll come back out, see what we missed, see if we need to repaint anything, and then we'll finish her off, and I'll show you how to style her where I'm thinking about putting her. So yeah, we'll come back in a little bit. All right guys, so here is the almost finished product. I think she looks really good. You can still tell there's a couple spots that, you know, are a little rough, but for the most part, I really liked how she turned out. I kind of smudged the artist name right there, but we can still see her number, 303, and I'm guessing the year she was made, 75. But I couldn't find much on who made her, even though I really wanted to. But by painting her this glossy copper look, it really did define some of the tendrils of her hair, the facial features, just made her look overall a lot smoother. So I'm going to do a final coat of this clear, Black Crystal Clear Krylon Color Max like finishing spray. You can buy spray that's actually called finishing spray, but this stuff works really well. It just kind of seals it in, holds it in, and makes it, you know, last longer and gives it like a little coat of protection. She didn't change the color or anything like that, so we're going to go ahead and spray that on her, let her dry, and then I'll style her on a table I have in the house. You want to make sure whenever you spray something like this, you get, I like to do it pretty close. You probably are supposed to do it pretty far, but just make sure you cover all of the surface areas. So I'm going to do the front, sides, and then her back, and then we'll let her dry. So I'm just going to work my way around, and I'll show you what she looks like when I'm done spraying her with the finishing coat. So this is her after she has had her clear coat. So once she dries, she should keep that nice copper look. And I definitely think you can tell her features more, so I'm very excited about that. Overall, I really like her color. I think it was a good choice. So we're going to let her dry, and then we'll be ready to style her inside. I said I wanted to show how she looked displayed after she's done. So this is after her final last clear coat. And actually, I noticed when I was looking at her, it kind of matted or made the metallic-y copper paint a little less shiny and bright, but I kind of like it. She looks really smooth, and I like her color. It makes her look heavier and a little bit more detailed than her original color. So that's where I put her. Put a little doily underneath of her, and I have a little chocolate pot there. I need to arrange some other stuff, but yeah, that's what I like. I think she looks pretty good. I'm pleased with how she turned out.